I mean, wow. What a mind trip that was. Tenet is a 2020 film. I just can't get too detailed because if I did, I would completely confuse everyone. Just know that this movie is made by the same people who made Inception and is a time loop thing, but more complex. An agent called the protagonist is given one word and follows the clues that could very well end up saving reality. Now, take this description I just gave you guys and multiply it by, let's say, with the complexity filter, multiply it by 3. Before I get into Tenet, let me talk about Inception. This is from the same makers of Inception, so they're very similar, and I felt very similar about Inception in the following ways, as I do with Tenet. I really enjoyed Inception, but not at first. When I watched it the first time, I went through and I was like, what's going on? And then I had to go research it, and once I researched it and watched it again, then I enjoyed it a lot better. This one, Tenet, is very similar in that aspect as well. Well, I feel the same about Tenet. There were many times as watching that movie I didn't know what was going on and what was happening. I was somewhat like following it, but then like I didn't know, but it was good enough visually and concept-wise that I wanted to keep watching. Like, I'll sit through it, just figure it out. I just have some faith, just watch it and see what happens. And that was very similar about how I felt about Inception as well. Now, Tenet, the acting was a bit flat, and the response to this weird reality of these characters, they acted like it was mundane and blah, not a big deal what was going on around them. Unfortunately, like Inception didn't do that. Inception really made it like, whoa, this is crazy, insane, and the characters felt like that, and they always had a character that was like odd. This one doesn't have that. They're all kind of like, it's normal, blah, 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 and that kind of took away from the enjoyment of the crazy reality that they're experiencing. Now, the special effects were quite crazy and well done, and interesting to say the least, that's for sure. Soundtrack was interesting and weird, but at times it got so weird and droney that it pulled me away from the movie, and I was like, ugh, that's an annoying sound, like, cut it out. But kind of reminded me of like Matrix-y, or Inception obviously, but it reminded me of that where it's like kind of techno cool, doom, 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 or what have you, I don't know, but something like that. Like it did that, and that was cool at times, but other times it kind of got a little bit too intense, and it pulled me away from the movie. Something that I saw that was useful in this movie that I could learn as a tool for building a better life, the theme of this channel, would be the reality of acceptance. You got to accept things. You got to accept reality the way it is. There's rules to it. There's things happening, and you've got to participate. Play your role. Be willing to do what you need to do to get done, and have faith that everything will work out as it should be. And I think that's what I learned from this movie. Overall, guys, I really liked this movie, but not at first I didn't. After I watched it, I was like, I don't want to say it's cruddy. I was irritated by some of the things, how they could have done it better, how some things didn't quite make sense, how the editing was a little off at times. Like, well, that was weird. Why did you edit that way? That just made it more complicated. I got irritated at that, but I was like, I'm not going to say it's bad yet. So afterwards, I went and sat down and I thought about it. I thought, I need to watch some summaries on YouTube, like summary of Tenet or what's it about. And I watched those and I was like, oh, okay. And with that and watching the movie, I was almost able to relive it in my head and be like, oh, I get it. Okay. Could it have been done better? For sure. Was it unique? It definitely was. And I would recommend this movie. If you're into having your mind blown, not as good as Inception emotionally, but still an interesting thing to watch and to think about, then I definitely recommend this movie. That's why I'm giving the 2020 Tenet movie an 8 out of 10, guys. 8 out of 10. But hey, guys, you don't have to give up your journey yet. You can watch another video and build a better life. Here's your choices. Choose this one or this one. Continue your journey, guys. Until next time, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Peace. Yeah, boy.